I joined Mr. Devine's tennis club, and he kicked me out without a valid reason.
All right, so how did you decide to join the tennis club?
Well, Your Honor, I was at a local park after the pandemic. I was without a full-time job. I was working part-time. I didn't have much of a social life.
Okay.
Then I met a woman named Sarah at the park.
Okay.
I played a few games of tennis with her, and she suggested I join Miles's tennis club.
All right. Have you been playing tennis all your life?
No, actually, only when I was a kid, but only recently did I start again. I was terrible, but I decided to join either way.
Okay.
And so I went and I signed up for his tennis club. And when I first met him, he was very polite, very respectable, and the club seemed like a great place to join.
All right, so you joined the club, and how does it go?
At first, I was a little shy. You know, I wasn't used to...
Is that your general nature?
Yeah, I used to be very shy, but as time went on, I got better at the sport, and I became more social. I came out of my shell, as you could say.
So it was good for you?
Yeah, it was good for me. It was great. I considered it my therapy.
All right, and how long were you in the club before you were thrown out?
7 months.
All right, so what was the problem, do you think?
Well, he said that I wasn't acting very appropriate, but I thought it was just, you know, playful banter.
So what were you referring to, Mr. Devine? Tell me what she did wrong.
Well, she was great at first. She was very shy. When she came to look at the club, she didn't say hardly anything. And I didn't even think that she was...
Is that what makes a client great, when they don't say a word?
Oh, no. I mean, she was...
When did she become a problem? What was the first thing that happened that, in your estimation, made her a problem?
After she'd been there, she actually came. I didn't think she'd come a lot, but she did, and she showed up like 4 times a week, and she went from a 3.0 to a 3.5 on the scale, and she really improved a lot over the next 2, 3, 4 months. And then we have a little tournament every Saturday, and so first time she finally won a tournament on a Saturday, so I was glad for her. But something happened after she won the first tournament, and her attitude shifted. And,
how so?
Well, she started calling out the other players, like, how could you miss that? Oh my God, you should have done this. When aced someone, said, I aced you,
I'm not a tennis player. What does ace mean?
Ace means when you serve and they just can't even return.
Okay.
You just bam.
And then she would say, "Hi, I aced you."
Yeah, it was just this kind of like,
She was smack talking.
Yeah, it was like talking smack.
Do the other tennis players smack talk?
No, it's it's a really very congenial club. It's not a fancy club. I just wanted a place where people could come and practice their game and learn.
So the first time she does that, how do you find out about it? You're hearing it with your own ears, or people complain?
Yeah, I was always at every tournament, so I could hear it. And actually, anytime she did it, I was around, because I'm there practically every day.
Did you ever say anything to her about it, or give her any warning?
Well, at first, I was hoping maybe it would just kind of like go away. But it kept happening, and then at dinners, we'd have, on Saturdays, we'd have dinner, maybe order it out, bring it in, have an area for us for that, or go to a restaurant. And she just was, disruptive at dinners, like, I'm better than Serena Williams if I'd had the right coach.
Obviously, that was a joke, Your Honor.
That sounds like a joke.
It was a big joke. Obviously, I'm not Serena Williams.
What else did she do at dinners?
Just really pointing out what other people could have done better, like, just
Okay, so here's my
about...
question to you. How do you deal with it then? What did you do to deal with it?
Well, I sent her an email first.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be official, have a record. And I said, look, you're making people uncomfortable. I really need you to kind of modify your behavior and be a little more thoughtful.
Did you also talk to her one-on-one, or no?
I did. Like, first I sent the email, and it didn't seem to change things. So then I talked to her in person. I said, look, I don't understand do you not understand what I was talking about in the email?
sent her an email and you talked to her in person. How many emails did you end up sending her?
I sent her another email, after that because it just wasn't changing. And I was getting texts from other members that were just like, this is so disruptive. And this
Well,
is...
were any of the other members saying stop being a jerk to her? Or?
None
Like,
of them.
was anybody saying to her, was anybody else?
No,
everybody was just expecting you to intervene. Nobody actually said something to her?
Nobody wanted to confront her directly, no.
Did you get the impression that you were making people uncomfortable?
No, Your Honor, I actually thought I was making friends at this place.
Right, but he did warn you.
He did warn me, but
And then what did you do with the warning that you received in that email? Let me see the emails that you sent her.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been getting many complaints from other members of the tennis club that you've been talking smack to everyone. This violates rule number 6. Be respectful toward the others. Please note this is your first warning. This would panic me if I got that. Like, my first reaction would be, oh my gosh, what did I do that offended somebody I didn't mean to do? And so did you pick up the phone and call him when you received this?
no, Your Honor, but
Okay.
I did read it. Yes. I did
Okay.
see
Well,
it.
when you read it, did you know what he was referring to?
I did not know what he
Well, then
never
if you don't know what he's
specified.
referring you to, and you love this club, and it's your therapy, why wouldn't you then say, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what I need to modify?
I just didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Okay. Then he sends you another email. How much later is the second email?
Not very long, a couple
I don't know
of
what
weeks.
that means. How
Well,
much
I
later?
know. It was like a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still getting complaints from members of the tennis club that you haven't stopped talking smack. You have violated rules number 6 again. One more warning and you're out of the tennis club. Is it true that you were saying the things that he says you were saying? Like, I aced you after you would ace somebody right on the court?
Oh,
And
she's like, kiss my ace.
kiss my ace?
Yeah.
Really?
It was a joke. I mean, obviously
Okay,
the way
I know whether a joke is falling flat if I don't see people laughing. Like, how are people reacting, do you think?
Well, I thought they were taking it as a joke. Maybe I'm not a comedian, but I would assume that.
No, but I'm saying, like, could you tell whether you made that person feel uncomfortable?
I couldn't tell, no.
Okay, all right. And nobody was saying anything to you?
No one was saying anything to me. That's why I was so
When you got the
confused.
second email a few weeks later, this is a club that you love and you love doing what you're doing. Do you then call him up and say, please tell me what you think I did wrong?
No, I was a little too shy to say that.
Well, that's not a little shy. Listen, they're shy and then they're shy. This is foolish. It's not shy. You're an adult living in an adult world.
Yeah.
So you need to actually say, what do you think I'm doing? What does this mean? Let's talk about this. That's just, I'm not asking you to sing karaoke. I'm asking you to communicate because you are a member of this club, and he is not just saying, hey, you were rude. He's saying, this is your second warning. You're violating a rule, so something's going to happen. This should not come as a huge surprise to you. And then there's a third email, and according to him, he talked to you. Did he talk to you?
At one point, yes.
And what did he say to you?
He said, I don't appreciate your behavior at the club. Other members are complaining to you, but he never
Okay.
specified exactly what.
Well, did you ask him to specify? Because I think you both know what he's talking about if nobody has to specify. I'm the only one who needs specification here.
Well,
I'm the one who had to ask exactly what was she saying.
Well, yeah, I did say kiss my
Did you
ace.
say you were better than everybody else at that club?
She did.
Okay. What else did she say? Who's the lady behind you?
Oh, she's also a member.
Can I approach you?
Yes, please.
My name is Elena Martinez. I've been with the club for about 5 years now. And when I met Tracy, she was amazing. She was really shy, as she stated. She was...
Why does everybody think it's so amazing to be shy? It's painful to be
Well,
shy.
because she was...
But everybody only likes to just keep your mouth shut and everything's fine.
No, and I don't mean that, Your Honor. I mean, she was likable. She
Right.
was shy,
What
so
happened?
you wanted to befriend her and pull her out of her shell, and that's what
Yeah.
I did. I befriended her, pulled her out of her shell. We played a couple rounds of tennis, and we had fun. And it wasn't until she won her first tournament that it kind of went to her head. And after that, she went from ranking 3.0 to a 3.5. And after that, it just completely went downhill.
What kinds of things would she say?
So, for instance, she was on the court, and if you didn't serve correctly, she'd be like, "Oh, kiss my ace." But she's saying she said it in a friendly. Nobody thought it was funny.
Yeah, I got a feeling this was like a little lesson for you in social interaction, maybe.
Maybe.
If you're truly all that painfully shy and you're thinking that will make you friends and influence people, it seems like to have rubbed people the wrong way. Mr. Devine warned you a couple of times.
Yes,
right?
he did. But let me just say that in the contract, there was never any mention of termination.
Here's what I don't get. Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you, Mr. Devine? Like, it's happening right in front of you. Why are we waiting for email communications? Why don't you call her on it right on the spot?
Well, you know, it's embarrassing for everyone. And I mean, I thought it was better to tell her privately, to take her aside.
But you didn't. You sent an email.
Well, I sent an email first, and
Yeah.
that didn't work. So then I talked to her privately, but I didn't want to make it any worse than it was.
All right, so go on, Ms. Martinez.
So he's a very soft-spoken man, so I felt like he maybe even tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, even when girls had come to him and say, "Hey, she's kind of being disruptive, she's being a little arrogant, maybe a little obnoxious," and that's just not showing team sport. Our team is not like that at all. We're very jokey with each other, but in her case, it was almost disrespectful because she came in kind of out as the
Okay,
outsider.
are any of you guys just saying to her, "Hey, that's not funny," or
No one said that to me.
Okay, hold
I
on.
did.
I'm talking to her.
I
Sorry,
did.
Your
What
Honor.
did you say to her?
I did. I said, "I think it's inappropriate how you're saying jokes. No one's laughing."
And what did she say?
And
to
she
you?
said, "I find it very funny." And she walked off.
Okay.
So to me, it's disrespectful. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just that's my sense of humor." Then I would have said, "Oh, okay, that's fine. You know, we all joke like that." But we weren't friends. She was kind of initiating herself in, and I didn't think that was the appropriate way to come into a club where we're great friends and you're kind of on the outside, and now you're trying to come into that. That's not a way to come into a friendship or yet a sportsmanship. So
Okay.
we were taken back by that.
Mr. Devine, let me ask you a question. When you say we, how many other people are in this club?
I have 200 members now.
All right, and when you, Ms. Martinez, say we, you're thinking about a group of how many women that are friends?
There's about 10 or 15 of us that are
Okay.
super close that she was trying to initiate into that.
Do you have a copy of the contract?
I do.
Can I, let's see, actually, I'd like to have it from both of you and make sure I'm looking at
Okay.
the same thing.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I'm looking at the contract, and in the contract it says, all participants must abide by the club rules at all times. Do you ever, she's just pointed out that nowhere in the contract does it say, and if you don't, you will, your membership could be canceled. You should really have that in there.
Now I know.
Yeah, because most contracts for club sports like that have it in there. They'll say,
Right.
even for kids or for adults, that say, if you violate the rules, your money is non-refundable, and we can both things. Both things.
Right.
One, you can get kicked out. Two, your money will be non-refundable. If you had her signature on such a contract, this case would be over already. So let's assume for a moment that I find that she's violating the rules. She would have to have agreed with you on what consequence there is. Now, it's $650 for the whole year.
Yes.
Why should you get all of your money back for the whole year, Ms. Huntley?
Because, as stated, there was no termination mentioned in the contract.
But why the whole year? You ended up practicing and playing and having fun for 7 months out of the year, right?
Well, I believe for the disrespect that he treated me with.
Disrespect he treated you with.
Yes. I believe I was
I aced
disrespected.
you. What was it? What was it?
Kiss my ace, Your Honor.
Kiss my ace. Disrespect he treated you with. That's rich. I think he has a right to throw you out, but I don't think you have a right to keep the unearned portion of her membership. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to award you, rounded up to the dollar, it's about $271, which is the rest of your membership. And I highly advise that you put two things in there. One, you will be kicked out if you violate the rules, because then people will follow the rules. And two, you will not get any of your money back, because I assume your budget is based on what's already been paid. So, but that's what you should do. Verdict for the plaintiff, $271. And have you been able to join another tennis club?
No, actually, after this whole ordeal, the rumor got out that I was not a very good member.
That
right.
wasn't me, Your Honor. That's
Well, no, you run the risk that 200 people are going to be talking smack about you then, right? But, maybe you approach, another club and you say, I've learned what, Judge Milian taught me what was what.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, maybe give me a chance. You'll see how much better I am. I mean, there should be some redemption, right? Good luck, folks.
This is a lesson to everyone. You see how she ruled all the good things she have gotten from there. And she still loves to be there. They are the one that taught her very well how to play that tennis. The place, because as she look at herself, she have learned everything. She is perfect. She can do more than other people over there. The place become a joke to her. You see? This one, now when she goes to another place now, she will know that she have learned lesson from there. She will not try it again. That's likewise when somebody employ you or you don't know the work very well, somebody employ you, you start doing more than people that are working there. Before you know, you start talking to them anyhow. Everybody's become your mate. And when you start new, you are answering everybody, Sama, Sama, Sama. Before you know it, through that Sama, they give you more promotion. Now everybody become your mates. This is a lesson between me and you. She have lost it. She lost it. She lost it.